have exactly 25 minutes before I have to run out the door and train for circus. So let's see if it's actually possible, or I'll have to come back and do it again. We are gonna talk about the trends, the top notes to look out for and try in 2024. Some of these I take from ether and the news and kind of my knowledge of the industry. Some of them are, I feel like we're ripe to explore given what was popular in the last 2 years. And some of them are my personal picks, things that, I arrived at this part of my olfactory journey. With that, let's get started. I also noticed my voice with age started going down. It's such a weird experience to hear yourself speak. And it's like, oh, such a weird experience, like a side note, to hear yourself speak, especially when I hear some of my videos, I like accidentally clicked on something from my own channel from years ago, and my voice was like an octave higher. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. I guess that's the beauty and the gifts of age, that I'm finally getting into a normal range of speaking, because I used to have a very high voice. I guess probably for some of you I still do. To me, I'm talking like a 50-year-old sailor right now, but that's like apparently how I talk these days. Anyway, side note, let's begin. A few things that might surprise you, a few things you probably can predict, I'll say, given that you've been with me for a while. I'll start with something that is not just me arriving at this need, but the whole world seems to be arriving at this need at the same time. I just learned that Fragonard, a renowned fragrance company from Grasse, called 2024 the year of lilacs. In here I have En Passant by Olivia Gigabetti for Frederic Malle. Allegedly, the most believable, realistic lilac scent on the market. It's good, but to me it's a little bit soapy and a little bit like lemon soap with lilacs to my nose. And again, there are probably hundreds of types of lilacs, so the ones that I remember from my childhood are a little bit more sweeter and more rosy, more rounded. But the two that I have sort of kickstart the year is En Passant by Frederic Malle and Erin Lilac Path. Much more grassy and green than lilac-y, but lilacs are definitely there too. I have been exploring various scents, and the first installation of my reviews is already on this channel. Check out the Perfect Lilac, What Is It? And some of you guys, I'm sure, have some recommendations that if you want to, only if you want to, feel free to send me a decant and I'll talk about them on this channel and I'll compare with everything that I have. It's a very personal journey for me. If you want to learn more about it, watch the lilac video. This is one of, I presume, several installments where we'll talk about olfactory design of lilacs. And by the way, lilac is a silent flower, meaning that you cannot do any kind of chemical or physical extraction of aromatic ingredients from lilac flowers. So the best that the perfumers and the chemists, flavor chemists, can do is they can analyze the headspace on top of the flower, pretty much analyzing by mass spectrometry the peaks that you get from particular molecules. By knowing the frequency of the peak, you can kind of tell the chemical composition of the molecule, see what's the most prevalent, and trying to reproduce it with organic compounds that are synthesized in the lab. Thank you for coming for my chemistry TED Talk. Now it is over. What I'm saying, reproduction of believable naturalistic lilacs is the art form of modern chemistry. It has nothing to do with essential oils. It is my suspicion that this is the reason why we still are not having a resounding success with having the best lilac scent in the market. It is such a sentimental scent for a lot of people and very romantic, the scent of their youth and the best of their childhood memories. And yet it's very hard to make a perfume that is both believable yet artistic enough so you would wear it for yourself more than just like, oh, like I'm a bush of lilacs walking around. So it is a top tier challenge for olfactory chemists. I am very curious what the industry is going to do about it in the years, and explore what has been done to date. The next one is gonna be incense. I mentioned it before, and I'm officially announcing that 2024 is also the year of us finding new ways to enjoy incense. I got two full-size, very incensey centric fragrances here, both niche, both French niche actually. This is Histoire de Parfums, their newer release Incense ROI. Deeper, it's kind of both deep and light. They're like, they managed to combine a lot of frequencies, high and low frequencies of various kind of incensey references here, and I just started studying it, so I'm not ready to review. And something that I really enjoy as my morning meditative scent, this is Sancti by Lilac de Imaginaire. It's kind of grapefruity light incense, and it's way more wearable than I gave it credit to initially when I got it. I took it with me while traveling. Incense is, to my view, is the best worn in dry climates. In wet climate, I feel like incense kind of like folds on itself and becomes too sour, but it really depends on the particular fragrance in question. So this is where I'm departing from. Both fragrances are fairly new to my collection, and I have probably a handful of decants, so we'll see where that goes. Generally speaking, I think this is about time. We're ripe in the post age of COVID, and in the post age of like religion nouveau, where everything is mixing with spirituality and almost existentialism in its a very peculiar way. It is time for olfactory industry to reinvent incense. I think the obvious references to churches of various kinds is great, but it's kind of done and overdone. I am particularly interested in less obvious ways to incorporate incense into fragrances to make it more modern, to make it almost like nude. Can somebody come up with a skin-like musky incense that is just comfortable and sensual to wear? Can incense replace florals in its opening notes? And I think I have at least one example. I need to confirm kind of with my with a larger variety of incense fragrances, if that's true or not, but I think I already know at least one fragrance that is reinventing the way that we perceive incense in daytime fragrances, that it's not necessarily, going straight to church. Number 3, I don't know if I'll surprise you with this one or not, but elegant floral leathers. Whatever it takes, but I want to see if we have anything in the industry, or if something can come out soon that will create this perfect, well-balanced, interesting, unusual take on soft leather. Not necessarily dusty suede, not harsh, smoky, resinous or austere, like chemical type of leather scent, but something very elegant, very well balanced, and potentially where leather plays almost like a binding agent type of role rather than it's all about the leather. I have fragrances like that, and yet when I am thinking about leather, I'm thinking about something much more skin softer, a little bit more, not necessarily sour, but I'll give you an example. Bunny Rouge, which is a discontinued line of the black line of their Dark Tales fragrances, and they have one that's called Silhouette, which to me is like exactly that kind of example. It is both slightly dusty and aloof, yet it is friendly, softly musky, and leatherish at the same time. Another example that comes to mind would be Clean Suede by Totally Orange, which I do own, and I want to give it like a full wear and really try to come up with like the best of the best of the best flavors of soft and elegant leather. A few other examples that I'm working through to get to know better is L'Artisan Parfumeur Monde de Narcisse, um, very little known, but is quite an unusual combination of flavors that land in a more melancholic, somewhat mineral patchouli type of leather. Very interesting, unusual combination, but I'm still working through my kind of first impressions and the wear tests. And obviously, you can't talk about elegant leather, not mention Serge Lutens Dame Blonde. Look how much I have left. This is almost nothing, and I only have one more backup of this, and I'll be gone. Partially selfish motivation. I'm trying to convince myself not to buy Mortal Skin by Umber Loca and find, things in my collection, or maybe you can also share a decant if you don't mind. That dress is down below. To kind of to make a proper, like a well-researched buying decision, so I don't have 50 shades of something I kind of like, but when I have like one or two that I absolutely love. Talking of things that I absolutely love, lately I've been falling in love with posting daily inspiration and about how to reinvigorate and enjoy your collection, and I do it on Instagram. So please join me. It's meliora.perfumes. Promise not to spam your feed. It's one or two posts a day where I either give you reviews, we do scented mornings where, I show my outfit, kind of share the mood for the day. I even shared a salad that I made another day, which inspired me to pick a perfume, which was an olfactory salad, as nourishing to the soul as an actual salad was. So, like all kinds of little nuggets of inspiration and just kind of like getting back into the groove of things. If you like the idea, join me on Instagram, meliora.perfumes. I'll be waiting for you there with daily inspiration. And the fourth trend that I picked for this year, and right now I only have two kind of, I wouldn't call them vague, but the only two examples I could come up with so far, is a combination of tea and mint. Minty, mint tea, tea and mint, all versions around that. I feel like we already have probably a few really good examples in the niche world. That said, I find that, again, in the post-COVID world, we need to redefine what soothing means and what freshness means, because I think that kind of highlighted the need that we have for fresh starts, and yet we are so overwhelmed and so anxious that we need also soothing agents. The 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 mint tea, like the smell of teas and the smell of mint, kind of do both at the same time. And this is why I'm nominating mint tea plus mint in any composition, as the flavor, the scent of 2024. I have two kind of minty perfumes that I am departing this year with, and we'll see where the journey takes me. This is Dominique Ropillon for Frederic Malle, and the fragrance is called Geranium pour Monsieur. I had a travel, and I got myself a second-hand full-size bottle. This is the most refreshing and, I would say, kind of long-lasting anise plus mint plus bunch of other things. This is much less geranium than I anticipated, and much more mint and kind of fresher, greener facet than what the name would suggest. And a very hearty mint, heavier, more fougere type of mint, is Mentha Religiosa by Ruin Rue Paris. For some reason, I thought it was an Australian brand, but they say Paris. So here we get this slush of greens, almost like a green salad, with the mint oil. The mint here to me lends much heavier, heartier, and richer. And this guy, this lasts forever. Like it will stay on your clothing, maybe even past washing it. So this is some powerful stuff. I don't know if all Rue and Rue is like this, but Mentha Religioso, oh my god. Again, if you want to try it, I have a huge bottle. I don't mind sharing it. You probably do not need more than 5 ml to have like a very thorough experience with it, because this is some powerful stuff. When it comes to tea, I'm not ready to talk about the tea flavors yet in perfumery because I'm still in the process of learning and experimenting. So if you have anything that you would like to suggest or submit for review, please do so. The time is now if you want me to do a comparative analysis. Number 5, the most important one, and this is your pick. I want you to tell us, all of us, what do you think is one type of accord, flavor, type, or maybe like even a family of fragrances that you think deserves to be nominated as the, genre, olfactory genre of the year, 2024. I am open to suggestions. We will make a collective decision, and once I pick that 5th theme, I'll start exploring it for the remainder of this year. Please let me know what you think. Tell me why. Share your big choices to explore in the olfactory design this year. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. I am both thrilled and scared of what people are gonna suggest or pick for, the 5th theme of the year, because I kind of just put myself on the hook of of exploring that and doing that, and my biggest fear, if I'm completely honest, that somebody will pick tuberose, or majority of people, please don't prank me and say tuberose without explaining why, because I used to have the worst kind of headaches from tuberose. After I had COVID, somehow that hypersensitivity subsided a bit, and I actually do wear tuberose scents, but in moderation, where tuberose is not a full frontal, but when it plays a supporting role. But yeah, guys, no offense, if a particular ingredient gives me a rash or a headache, probably I'm not the I'm not the final destination for that kind of review to happen this year. But otherwise, I'm an open book. I am taking in submissions, and this pretty much means that if your choice wins, you'll pretty much order a big chunk of content for the year. So let's see what you pick. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.